NBA fans, welcome back to my channel. Jordan versus LeBron. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this one. We're going to talk about the greatest team of all time in the NBA. Now, a lot of people might not think it's what I'm gonna say. You might not think that, but it's going to come up shortly. We're going to talk about who was really the greatest team of all time in the NBA. And a lot of people is going to be shocked because this team is really never debated about the greatest team of all time. They might be, but they really don't put them out there like that. But first of all, I want to say, how can you determine who's the greatest team of all time when these guys are playing in different eras under different rules? So it's really hard to determine who is better. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to determine a GOAT of all time when these guys are playing in different eras against different players. You know, take for instance, just because Golden State could beat this team in the LeBron era doesn't mean that they could beat this team in the 80s. It just doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to determine these things. Like I said, it's different rules and stuff like that. But before we even get down to the nitty gritty of my pick as the greatest team of all time, let's get into this whole LeBron thing. And cause I hear this a lot. People keep telling me Jordan never beat the greatest team of all time. Jordan never beat the greatest team of all time. And when they say that stuff, they're referring to the Warriors. And it's like, how can they even be the greatest team of all time when you look at Curry, isn't LeBron supposed to be the GOAT? Or he's supposed to be like number 2 or like top 5, right? If he's supposed to be one of those, at least top 5, then he's better than Curry. And then you look at Clay. Clay isn't better than Kyrie. Clay is not a better player than Kyrie. Now, I would say Clay is a better defender, but offensively and just a better player in general, no way is Clay better than Kyrie. That's just the simple facts. Draymond Green, and this is when we talk about when they went against each other. Draymond Green was not better than Love. You got to remember, Love was a franchise player of his own team, was a top 5 draft pick in the draft. Draymond Green isn't better than Love. Now, if you look at their careers now, you might be thinking, well, Draymond Green had a better career, but that's because Love went to go play with LeBron. But in the overall grand scheme of things, Draymond Green could never be a leader of a team, and that's what Love was before he went to go play with LeBron and got traumatized. You know, that's for a whole nother, video or whatever like that. But so LeBron could have not have beat the greatest team of all time if Love, LeBron, and Kyrie were better than Steph, Clay, and Draymond Green. I mean, and like people say, they had him down 2-1, and then you go look at LeBron's averages the next 3 games. I mean, this guy pooped his pants for the whole series, matter of fact. 39% shooting. He was like 69% from the line. He averaged like almost 5 turnovers a game. So they could have beat that team, and they end up beating them next year. And just because they beat that team, that don't mean that team was the greatest team of all time. And another thing is, when we talk about the greatest team of all time, they like to mix it up. They like to hit you with the remix, right? They always, the 96 Bulls can't beat the 17 Warriors. What do you mean? You said LeBron beat the greatest team of all time, which was the 16 Warriors. So why are you putting the Bulls up against the 17 Warriors? They're not the greatest team of all time. See how they try to change stuff around? Now, They'll say that LeBron beat the 16 Warriors, so LeBron can get this notch in his belt greater than Jordan. But at the same time, they try to tell you the greatest team of all time is the 17 Warriors. Which one is it? The 17 Warriors didn't have the best record of all time, so they couldn't be the greatest team of all time, right? See, they try to do all this confusing, so they try to make sure Jordan don't get no credit at all. They try to play it both ways. So I mean, I'll go with the 17 Warriors if that's what they want to go with. But you can't say LeBron beat the greatest team of all time in 16 if you're trying to say the Warriors need to be playing the 96 Bulls. But if you're saying LeBron beat the greatest team of all time, which was the 96 Warriors, well, guess what? You need to put that 16 Warriors, the 16 Warriors against the 96 Bulls. That's what you need to do. But what they do is they got to throw in another great player like Durant to go against Michael Jordan, because they know if they try to put this 16 Warriors team that LeBron beat was the greatest team of all time against the 96 Bulls, they're gonna get rolled. They're gonna get completely rolled. So, it's kind of like what they're doing is they can say that 16 Warriors are the greatest team of all time, and then add another great player and say, no, you got to play the 17 Warriors. But the Bulls, they can't add a piece. You know what I'm saying? See, the Bulls, they were the greatest team of all time. That's what was told in '96 and up until 16. But to go against the 17 Warriors, they can't add a piece. They can't add a free agent, but the 16 Warriors can add a free agent. I mean, these people are so. I'll tell you, the cats in the LeBron era, they be like so confused about their lies that they can't get them straight. So before we get into the greatest team of all time, let's look at this right here and try to understand what happened in 2016 and what happened in '96 when they were saying, who was the greatest team of all time. And I always like to look at this right here. Who, for us that watch football, right? A lot of us watch football, and who do we always say is the greatest team of all time? We don't say the Patriots, do we? We don't. Why don't we say it's the Patriots? We don't say it's the Patriots because every year someone, comes close to going undefeated in the NFL, but never makes it. What does that mean? It means you can go 16-0 just like the Patriots did. Don't win the Super Bowl, and the 72 Dolphins are still considered the greatest team of all time because they went 14-0, right? You can't look at the overall number of just the regular season for the Patriots because they didn't go undefeated all the way. So that's how they do it in football. You're not the greatest team of all time unless you won every game, unless you won a championship. You had to win the championship to be considered the greatest team of all time. You just can't win the regular season, the playoffs. You got to win, the championship too. You got to finish it off. So why, when we look at the Patriots, Warriors, all of a sudden, they didn't finish it off, but we crowned them the greatest team of all time. we Why do we do that? Because LeBron beat this team. If anybody else beat this team, if it would have been James Harden, Greek Freak, Joker, any other player would have beat this team, they would have been like, that's just a regular season record. They're not the greatest team of all time. They just had the greatest regular season record of all time. That don't count. But because LeBron beat these guys, now we don't add the championship. We only add the regular season. So in essence, LeBron beat the greatest regular season team of all time. The team that won the most regular season games. We're considering that the greatest team of all time? Really? Really? What? What kind of nonsense is that? Let me tell you something. If the Bulls would have not have won that championship in '96, they was not to be considered the greatest team of all time. No way, no how, no way, no how. You can put it on everything. Okay? You could have put that on everything. There's no way in this world. That ain't how basketball worked back then. Either you won the championship or you did it. And that's why I try to tell a lot of these bums. You guys talk about Jordan. Oh, he got swept in this round, or he lost to the Pistons this many times, and blah blah blah. Bro, either you won the championship or you didn't. It don't matter if you got 2 games off of a team in the playoffs or the damn finals. Either you won the championship or you did. That's how we looked at it back then. We didn't look at, oh, he got a game. He got 3 games. He went to game 7. None of that. Either you won or you didn't, okay? But the main factor was, how did you lose? Okay, did you melt down while you was losing? Was you the reason why the team lost? Okay, they don't never put that they won't never put Jordan stats on there. They'll skip right by that, because as long as they have you thinking, man, this dude got swept, or he only got 1 game off of it. What you think is that Jordan went out there playing. He was just getting swept and getting the hell beat out of him by Larry Bird. They never put up the other 4 Hall of Fame players in the best of 5. They never put that up. Because LeBron was playing 4 other Hall of Fame players in his second and third year in the playoffs. Boy, they gonna put that up so quick, but they don't put up. He missed the playoffs in his second season with an All-Star teammate. Jordan would have been destroyed for that. You know what I'm saying? And nobody in the media mentions that. That's not his rookie year. Oh, okay, just coming out of high school. Nope. It's almost like a college guy. He goes to college, one and done, bam. So LeBron, second year, he didn't make the playoffs, and he had an All-Star teammate. He lost 19 of 30 games after the All-Star break, a break fest. So, yeah, the Dolphins are still considered the greatest team of all time. The Patriots are not. And the more years go by, that 16 Patriots team, it just fade out. Because if I'm not wrong, let me think. Randy Moss, was he there the next year? He might have played 1 more year, and that team wasn't the same, or he might have been gone the next year. So that team really didn't do nothing. But still, this 16 Warriors team, they had to go get Durant. Okay, so they wasn't the greatest team of all time just because of that, and they didn't win the championship. So to me, the Bulls are still, if you want to go by this, the Bulls are still the greatest NBA team of all times. If you want to go by regular season and then won a championship, but I don't even think they are. To me, I'm gonna be truthful. I think the Lakers, the '80s Lakers, are the greatest team of all time. Okay, it don't have nothing to do with winning championships, even though they won championships. Listen, you got Kareem, top 3 player. You got Magic, top 5 player, and you got Worthy, who was a top 75 player at the time. What else do you want? What else do you want? Okay, so nobody's had that much greatness on one team, you know, at a time. No team, not even the Celtics of the '60s. Those aren't like top 10 players. Maybe like one of them might be Russell, but the rest of them ain't no top 10 players. So, like I said, the greatest team of all time is that '80s Lakers team, and I'm talking about based on pure talent. That's what I'm talking about. Based on one top 75 player and 2 top 5 players. Who's going to beat that team? You could put a prime Warriors against that team. You could put a prime Bulls against that team. Ain't nobody beating that team. I'm trying to tell you. So I don't know what to say to the LeBron fans. This is just what it is. Um, Tell me what you think. Like, comment, share. It's just what it is, man. The Bulls are the greatest regular season team of all time, but not the greatest team of all time. The Lakers are. And the Dolphins continue to be the greatest team of all time. LeBron never beat the greatest team of all time.